Hi everybody, I'm really excited today to show you the new version of the beta which has been released this morning. This is what we're calling it version 2.0 obviously because it's the second one that we've released. That shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. But before I get into actually showing you the new app, I really wanted to say a massive thank you to all of the Pynk team for working through the night and trying to get this product ready for release. It's been a really big push, and the other people that I want to thank is our community who have helped us co-create this. If you don't know already, everybody within inside our community is extremely important to Pynk. We wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be building a better financial platform if it wasn't for that community. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate all your hard work that you've put in terms of testing, bug finding, and I know there's a whole bunch more to do. I'm going to be asking on you for your help, but thank you. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the app now. So I'm just going to go off my lock screen and then I'm going to transfer here. Ooh, look at that. Right, so the first thing you'll notice about the new app is its brand new UI throughout. That's the one thing. It's all kind of beautiful, right? But the other thing that we've got going on here is our new summary screen. So this is the first screen that you'll get into. So once you log in, same login details all still work, although we have now added some social login features. So if you're like me and like to use your Google login, by all means do that and associate it with your account. It makes it easier and quicker to log in. So you've got your new summary page, and with some of the nice new features that you've got here on the summary page, if I just scroll down to the bottom, is you've got this latest news section. So if you've just logged in now, that's not going to be populated because thanks to our new friends over at City Falcon, and also if anybody who was on our Seeders campaign, you might have seen that they did a Seeders campaign recently. City Falcon are providing the data for our news feed, and on top of that we're allowing users from Pynk to say whether or not that news is bullish or bearish to help with your prediction. So I'll come to that in a second, but on this summary page you're going to have that latest news. You're going to have a bit of a referral summary in terms of how good you are at referring people into the app and some of your predictions. So let's kick off with predictions. If I click over to on my predictions page there, got a few notifications coming through. Anyway, let's avoid any dodgy WhatsApps that come through while I'm on this this cast. Anyway, we've got the new predictions page. So we're still predicting the same three assets that you'll recognize from the previous beta. We've got Bitcoin in here, we've got gold, and we've got the Nasdaq 100. But obviously one thing that's very different is the way that this now looks. We've got the new look chart above here that we're very proud of. But on top of that, we've also got a really cool feature. If you're using an iPhone like me, and I've just realized this is not going to work on the Streamcasty software the way I've set it up, but I'm going to show you anyway. It's going to look a little bit janky. There we go. If we tap the button, tap the Pro button, you're going to get a Pro look feature, which a lot of people have been asking for, to look at those charts. Now these charts for me, because I'm a pretty basic user when it comes to these sorts of apps, don't mean an awful lot. Yes, I've learned about candles and how long the sticks last, but that doesn't matter for me and my predictions, and they're not going to matter for everybody. But some of our more pro users out there have really asked for this feature. So that's the button in the top right hand corner there. You'll see the little fadery mixery button icon up in the top right hand corner of the box there. Click that and that will take you through to that. And if you go horizontal on an iPhone, it will show that as a horizontal graph, which is what I was trying to do, but it's not really working because I've clicked into the stream. But check it out on your own phone and you'll see it working fine, hopefully. And if it isn't working fine, always take a screenshot and send it to us in the support channel, because we are trying to find and fix as many bugs as possible, and there are a few, so forgive us about that. It's natural with product development, but right at this stage we're always expecting to find a few bugs, so please let us know. Anyway, right beneath that we've got our new leaderboard. So the app came out this morning. There's not enough new data, and there's a new quarter of predictions that started today as well. Thank you to everybody in the last quarter. You'll be getting your new wisdom point allocations and your shares into the investment portfolio later on this year. That's all very exciting and all to come. Right, one of the biggest and most exciting new features of the app is what we're calling the Fantasy Fund Manager. So this is, if you click on the Manager button down here, it's going to load up the Fantasy Fund Manager. And you can see I've actually already created a portfolio. When you load up yours, it's going to be empty and you're going to have to add all the assets in there. And the whole point of the game is to track the performance of your portfolio and try and gain the highest amount of return. But there's also some other interesting points about that, and this is going to work really a lot better for the pros than it is for people like me who I put myself in the more simple category, as I've kind of already talked about. But let's take a look at equities, for example. So in my equity list right here, I've got 10% of my portfolio going to Microsoft, 10% into Barclays, 10% into Alphabet or Google, and 10% into Netflix. You have as much choice as you like to how you want to pull this portfolio together. You have $10,000 of kind of portfolio allocation, and you can mix that into as many assets as you like. Now, it is really important when you're looking at the portfolio. If I click in on the performance button, so again, this is daily, so I've only created this morning, so there's not a lot of information here right now, but tomorrow I'm going to start to see that. You've got these drawdown and volatility figures. Now, I suggest you check out Investopedia. Oh, I've got a meeting coming up in a few minutes, so I'm going to have to go. But check out, oh my goodness, there's a lot of notifications coming through right now, including my son's football lesson. Okay, so drawdown and volatility, check out Investopedia. The other thing you can do on here is our Pynkopedia, which is our own internal glossary. That is the little question mark icon right at the top right hand corner of the screen there. If you click on that, it's going to give you a bit more information about what a forecast is, how can I join the Pynk community. Some of you guys will recognize and know all of this stuff intuitively, but for the new guys that are watching this for the first time and watching our new style app, then you may want to look in the Pynkopedia for a bit of glossary items and what's going on in the app here. But just coming back to the Fantasy Portfolio Manager and the performance on that, check out what drawdown and volatility is. It's two really interesting ways of measuring your performance, and they will all tie into your wisdom points, and we'll tell more details on that in the future. Now, as I mentioned before, we've got the new news feature, which is all the feeds coming in from City Falcon, our very friendly partners. But the cool thing about this, so I've just added Bitcoin as a news feed. So it's got little tiny snippets of news. But on this, I can read those news and I can decide whether or not they're bullish or bearish bits of information. And then your fellow crowd members can also do that. So if you get like a double thumbs up, that means that other people have verified that this piece of news is a bullish piece of information, or a double thumbs down will verify that it's or at least say that what the crowd is thinking about this piece of information. So let's have a look. Bitcoin daily chart alert: bulls stabilize the price at midweek. I'm going to say it's a bullish piece of information. All right, so I'm going to click on that. That's mine now, and now that's fed into the system, and it's going to tell other people that that is a bullish piece of information. Now you'll be pleased to know that most of my stuff gets disregarded by Rose AI and the other tech that we've got going on in the background. So by me clicking that, it's not going to sway anything. I am highlighted on the user as pretty useless. So that's good to know for everybody watching this cast. All right. The last thing I wanted to feature out here was the menu. Now, I know the menu is probably not that interesting a feature, but it does allow you to get around the app particularly quickly. But there's one thing on here you want to know, and that is the My Team section down in the bottom left-hand corner here, and it's noted as coming soon. That is the next big development of the Fantasy Fund Manager, and it's going to allow people to generate and put teams together. And we know from the Good Judgment project, as a another crowd wisdom project out there, is that when we put teams of experts together, or at least a team where there is at least one expert in that group, the knowledge kind of filters through to other people, and they all become expert by proxy. It's not an exact science. There is a bit of learning, of course. Oh, look, somebody at the front door. But it does allow for that the knowledge proliferation and that networked effect that we are trying to create here at Pynk, and provide a little bit more of the community. And one final thing is, if we click on the wallet, your wallet is still there as it has been for quite some time. But if I click in the top and left, you'll still see that there is your allocated shares that you've had before. They've all been passed over onto the new app. In fact, the database in the background is exactly the same on this app. It's just the front end has changed, and we've added a few new features. That's going to be really, really important come the last quarter of this year. You know, we've been working towards launching our investor wallet. We are targeted for the last quarter. In fact, if we can, we're going to get it out sooner than that. So watch this space. Yeah, everybody's very excited because everybody wants to get involved in the new portfolio, and that's going to be free for everyday investors like you and me. The what we set out to achieve when we started this project a couple of years ago. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this. If you've not seen it already, we're still raising on Seeders. There's only 9 days left on that campaign, and when it's gone, it's gone. I cannot make it come back. So please, if you're thinking about investing, do invest on that campaign right now. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the community. Cheers, guys.